Casimero did not get his wish all week. He implored Rigondeaux to be aggressive, to stand and fight him. It's Sean Gibbons,
yeah, he is
for Casimero, very animated there in the corner. Guillermo Rigondeaux has never been worried about marketing. He has never been worried about what people will say about performances. But at some point in life, maybe you need to be. I don't know. I didn't expect him to be this defensive in this fight.
I almost thought that he was getting the idea that, you know, his boxing wasn't too marketable, and that was the reason why in his last 2-3 fights he chose to stay in the pocket. And he fought great fights, exciting fights. And people, I think, that's the one of the major reasons why they were looking forward to this fight, based on the last 2 performances that Rigondeaux's had.
Well, early in that last round, there were moments where Rigondeaux started things out by landing. You know, he paused with the jab, lands a beautiful straight left hand, and as we pointed out at the time, that was all we saw. He didn't really follow up on that, and Casimero doing what he has done all evening, chasing Rigondeaux and trying to land the left hook, which to no avail. He did finally get a combination in, though. In this sequence, he starts out with the left hand, he pauses with the jab, and gets the hook in. Those weren't tremendous punches, but he did get some punches in.
Yeah, you count the punches, 1, 2, 3. Obviously, the first, second, or third, one of those punches is going to land, and that's why I was asking for more volume, more punches from Casimero.
Well, the numbers, you know, as Mauro pointed out, they're
the naked truth.
Yeah, the naked truth. They're daunting in how low they are. You know, just over 500, you know, punches landed by these, maybe close to 600, but, you know, not very many thrown by these fighters, and the fans not reacting well to Rigo's,
but he loves it.
Histrionics.
And he, you know what, he revels in it. Now this will be illuminating, not necessarily in a great way. The number of punches according to show stats that have landed. Yeah, not one single double-digit landing by any fighter in it. So, you know, it's just, that's what this was.
Wow. Well, we do have a decision. We are waiting with bated breath. Here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a split decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Tim Cheatham scores the bout 115 to 113 in favor of Guillermo Rigondeaux. Judge at ringside, Daniel Sandoval scores the bout 116 to 112 in favor of Jonriel Casimero. And a third judge, Robert Hoyle, scores the bout 117 to 111 in favor of the winner and still champion, Jonriel Cuadro Alas Casimero.
We had said throughout the fight, Al, you really were eloquent in saying you could expect any kind of result, any kind of scorecard. You got all kinds of scorecards.
You did, and they rewarded Casimero for being the aggressor and trying to make the fight, and at the end of the day, that won the day for him, though on one scorecard it didn't.
Jonriel Casimero retains his 118-pound title. He improves to 31-4-4. The accomplished amateur and professional Guillermo Rigondeaux, he tastes defeat for the second time in 23 professional fights. Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, Mauro, thank you very much. John, you just told him he runs really well. How do you feel about this fight and the decision?
You know, I'm excited because you know, rigondeaux is a good boxer and two-time Olympians.
2 times Olympic.
Yeah, 2 times Olympic gold medalist. So I'm worried because he said no run. Because, okay, no run, but if no run, you 3-round finish. I killed first round, but, you know, no decision, the referee, but I hit the right. Yeah, right.
How frustrating is it to fight a guy like this, who's in such great condition, but will not interchange and interact?
You know,
very frustrating to fight a guy like that.
Yeah, I'm surprised because, you know, I'm respect to
He's focused for the fight. They cannot focus of the fight.
I got it.
You know, I know rigondeaux is a Olympian fighter, always run and fancy.
John, help us out a little bit.
What he's saying, he's very frustrated. It's embarrassing. The man came in the best shape he can to come and field real fights to give the fans what they want. And that was embarrassing. They should hold up that man's purse. That was one of the worst displays of a fight I've ever seen.
Is this your opinion, or is this what he's saying in Filipino?
Yeah.
The champ agrees that was the worst performance that a guy ever did.
Interpreter.
No. You're good. Yeah, that's his opinion. I got it.
You only connected in this fight on 47 punches. Okay, that can be a bad round for you sometimes, let alone an entire fight. Why were you unable to cut off the ring and connect?
You know, my expectation is a knockout because I want knockout, then all my fans he want knockout, but I will do my best to knock him out, but rigondeaux is always running, you know. I'm focused to knock out, but rigondeaux is always run, no fighting.
All right, so what's next? Inoue, Donaire, what would you like to do?
This is my plan, 3 people. First, rigondeaux finish.
Yep.
And second, Donaire. And next, Inoue.
That was colorful. Okay, congratulations. Guillermo, Felix de Jesus will translate. Do you feel that you won this fight, and if so, why?
¿Tú piensas que ganaste esta pelea y por qué?
Claro que sí, es que yo soy la frustración de todos los pesos chiquitos, por eso ninguno quiere pelear conmigo.
Nobody wants to fight with me because that's my game plan. I'm frustrated boxers.
The game plan has to be throw some punches. He threw 44 punches in this fight.
Golpe y nada más tiraste
Connected on 44 punches.
Conectaste 44.
Lo suficiente, lo necesario para ganar bien convincente.
That's the necessary amount of punches that I needed to win this fight.
How do you feel that can be effective? And it's a tremendous display of fitness and defensive fighting, but to not be able to engage in a fight, why does he feel that that's an effective way to fight, to win?
¿Por qué que tú crees que es efectivo ganar de esa manera? Todo el mundo sabemos que es un atleta y todo eso, pero es una pelea que no le gusta a la gente ver.
Yo soy así, nací así. Diosito me dio la oportunidad de ser así. Y ese es mi alma, por eso yo gano.
That's why I win. That's what God gave me, those skills, and that's how I display them.
Fans obviously have expressed displeasure in your style before. Do you think that affects the judges at all because the fans are booing at your performance?
Los fanáticos, claro, cuando están abucheando aquí porque no les gusta el estilo de ustedes. ¿Tú crees que eso puede afectar a los jueces?
No, para nada. Eso es lo que me hace especial y ser diferente. Por eso soy único.
That's why I'm unique. It's my style, and that's the only one I know.
You're 40 years old. What's next?
Tiene 40 años. ¿Qué es lo próximo?
Puede ver que estoy mejor que todos los pesos chiquitos.
Well, you see that I'm still better than the other in the small weight, so I'm still going to continue.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. All right, Mauro, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Jim, and let's take a look at the official scores. As we bring in our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood.
Oh, as we look at the official scores, you see Robert Hoyle scored 117-111 for Casimero. He gave Casimero rounds 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 5 in a row. Daniel Sandoval, who also scored for Casimero by 116-112, gave Casimero rounds 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it was that kind of fight. You could see it either. You see so many of the rounds either way. As we take a look at my unofficial card, I didn't think either fighter had very much momentum at any point. And I gave only a couple of rounds in a row to either one of the fighters. Interesting point to think about. Judges are discouraged from scoring 10-10 rounds. If there was ever a fight where 10-10 rounds would have been called for, it would have been this one. And so if this fight had taken place years ago, we might have seen very different scorecards.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. John Real Casimero going into this fight said, and I quote, "The fans want this to be a fight. I hope Rigondeaux doesn't run. If he does, this will be